Hello and welcome to Crimes of the Heart Tarot. I'm Miss Vicki, and I'm going to use the tarot to see if we can gain more insight into unsolved mysteries, deaths, and disappearances. Let's get started.
Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I want to do a reading about the death of Elvis Presley. Now, there's been a lot of programs, books, a lot of things coming out about Elvis, his girlfriends, his wife, Priscilla, his ex-wife, his daughter. A lot's been written, and there's been a lot of stories. Elvis passed away August 16th, 1977, at his home in Graceland at the age of 42. He was really young. He had a most amazing career. I mean, he was very talented. I was a big Elvis fan. I guess I still am. His voice, his music was amazing. And there's been a lot of stories. When he first died, there were stories that he wasn't really dead, that he faked his own death. All kinds of crazy things. But recently there's been a lot of documentaries, movies, the Elvis movie, news about his family. And there's been some stories. One story in particular interests me, and it's about Colonel Parker. That was his manager, who was later proven to be a con man, a former circus manager from Europe. I think he took advantage of Elvis. That's just my opinion. This is a reading for entertainment purposes only. And it's all alleged. There was a story that Colonel Parker was what you'd call a degenerate gambler. I mean, he gambled constantly. There were some stories that the mafia, that he owed someone money, and they murdered Elvis. They wanted, I guess, his catalog of songs. Elvis had an amazing array of songs and albums and income from that, though I think Colonel Parker got half of that, some ridiculous amount. But he gambled a lot. And to me, that had some plausibility, though it seems to me that killing Elvis, murdering him, would have been like killing the goose that laid the golden egg, but who knows? He had a lot of income, residuals and things like that. So maybe at that point Elvis wasn't really necessary for a person to make money. I'm not sure how to say that. Cold-blooded, that's cold-blooded. But the other story is that Elvis took himself out. I can't say this on YouTube. That he didn't want to go on living. That there was some rumors about his involvement with young women. He had a lot of girlfriends, let's face it. And he had access to a lot of women. And I don't know. I've never seen any evidence of that. No one's come forward and sued the estate or anything. Anyway, I want to ask those two questions. I'm going to use the Pulp Tarot because it was kind of the 50s era when Elvis first started making his way. Pull a few cards. The first question I want to ask, was he murdered by the mafia? Or I may not be the mafia, someone who, let's just put it this way, this is all alleged, someone who Colonel Parker owed a lot of money to. And I'm just going to lay some cards down to start. Was Elvis murdered by someone who had a grudge against Colonel Parker, someone that Colonel Parker owed a lot of money to? Was he murdered? I've read several things about that, as horrible as it sounds. It's possible. I suppose anything's possible. Anything's possible when it comes to a lot of money and somebody having a gambling problem and someone owing a lot of money. Anything's possible. Okay, I put quite a few cards down here. I'm going to get a feel for this. Colonel Parker, gambling problem. Was this the cause of Elvis's demise? All right. The first card we have is the Five of Swords. This is arguing. This is somebody taking advantage of somebody. The swords are, the Five of Swords especially, is about a ruined reputation. This could be Colonel Parker. This could be could be somebody that is out for revenge. This is almost a revenge card. That's interesting. I honestly, when I first started this reading, I didn't really think, well, I didn't have a conclusion in my mind. I try to let the cards lead me. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is someone reevaluating their life. Pentacles are money. This is someone looking at what they have done with their life, looking at their finances. It's interesting, these two cards should come up first. This is someone who's had a second chance, an opportunity to step back, change their life, not change their life, redo something. And it's money and health. The next card is the Four of Cups, and this came up reversed. Now the Four of Cups is someone who's really not happy with what they have. This usually shows Four Cups, someone being offered a cup and not wanting it, not being happy with what they're being offered. This is someone who is not happy with what they have. In reverse, depending on the cards around it, this is someone who, especially with the Seven of Pentacles, this is someone who's really looking at changing their life, really almost having to change their life. And we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a new beginning. Pages are younger cards, they're opportunities, they're making things happen, they're fire. And we're asking two questions. Was this because of Colonel Parker owing money to someone who was very upset? Or is this Elvis? And I didn't actually make that clear at the first. The other question I've heard is Elvis did away with himself for various reasons. So far, I'm not sure. We'll see what the cards say. The Five of Wands, this is quarreling. This is people arguing. It's not like war, but it's bickering, it's arguing, it's people competing with each other. So we're asking, was Elvis's death because of something that Colonel Parker had done to someone he owed money, gambling money? Or did Elvis step out himself? Was he tired of living? Was he worried about something that was going to come out about younger women? We've got the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is someone who is heartbroken. This is someone who is really, cups are emotion. This is someone who's just very, very sad. They only see the three spilled cups. They don't see the other two. There's two there that are full, but she doesn't see them. Would that have been Elvis, sad about his life, what his life had become? Or was this Colonel Parker? And Colonel Parker, I'm sure, was devastated when Elvis died. I mean, Elvis had been his golden goose. He had made Colonel Parker a lot of money, a lot of money. Then we have the Two of Cups. All right, the Two of Cups is making a choice. It's an emotional thing. It's usually making a decision about something. It can be love. It can be anything emotional. It can be a situation with two people. It can be two different choices. If Colonel Parker was involved, and I don't mean he was involved in Elvis's death, but if he was the cause of it, it could have been because of his choices. That's kind of what I'm getting from that card. And then we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is someone who's putting forth something. This is business. This is usually business. Somebody talking to someone. I almost get foreign, a foreign person. Why I am getting that, I don't know. A foreign, because of the world. Somebody who had an idea. This is an idea. This is not about retreating into yourself. This is not about taking your own life. This is interesting. I have to say, it's not what I expected. The cards never fail to surprise me. And then we have the King of Cups. This was Elvis. He was the King of Cups. He was very, very famous. He was famous around the world. Everybody knew of him. Everybody had heard his music. One thing I want to bring up, though, is that Colonel Parker, because of his shady past, didn't want Elvis to do European tours because I think he was afraid of something. He was afraid of being exposed for the con man he was, something like that. I read something about that years after Elvis passed. Elvis was really young. He was only 42. Had something to do with the world. The next card we have is the Seven of Wands. Now this is someone defending themselves. This is defending your reputation, fighting back. In reverse, this is someone who just can't fight back anymore. This is someone who's given up. This could be Elvis, but I kind of see more with this card. I don't see a personal giving up. I see in general. And I wanted to say I'm going to start wearing some of my Native American jewelry in case someone asks. I know someone will say something. I've been a collector for a long, long time, and I hardly ever wear it, but I thought I'd start wearing it for the reading. So let me know what you think. Is it too much? All right, the next card we have is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, this is somebody who does something almost, not without thinking, but something vicious. The Knight of Swords came up in reverse. This is someone you do not want to mess with. This is someone who has no feelings. This is almost a Knight of Swords is almost a machine. This is someone who does the bidding of someone else. In reverse, this is a very scary person. This is someone who will go out and do almost anything for any reason. I could say a hired gun. That's what comes to mind. It's a sword, but I didn't expect to see these cards. Then we have the High Priestess. Now the High Priestess came out in reverse. The High Priestess upright is usually someone who's into the mystical realm. This is someone, and Elvis was very much into mysticism. He read a lot of books about all kinds of things. He was very into that. The High Priestess upright is someone who says you have to go within, which Elvis did. He was a searcher. He was soul searching for years about the other side, about how to live your life. In reverse, and this also can mean secrets. This could mean secrets, but it doesn't always mean secrets, bad things. In reverse, it can mean knowledge coming out. I don't want to say secrets so much as knowledge, because the High Priestess is about knowledge. It can be taken two ways depending on the cards. It can be someone who the truth is coming out, and we have gotten the Knight of Swords. That's the only sword card we've gotten so far. No, we did get one other one. This could go either way, this card. The High Priestess upright. This is someone who, she has all the secrets. She keeps the knowledge to herself. She says, you must seek, you must go within. When it's in reverse, depending on the cards, and I'm getting, with the card next to it, the Knight of Swords, it's badly aspected because of this card and because of the other cards around it. This is somebody who's going to be found out about something. I don't believe this is Elvis. I don't see him in this except for this one card. This is someone who's going to be thrust out into the world, someone who's been protected, someone who's had whatever they needed. So far reading these cards, surprisingly, I'm getting that this sounds far-fetched, but I'm getting that somebody was doing this in retaliation to Colonel Parker. This was about him owing money. Now, how they could have done this, I don't know, because Elvis died in his bathroom. Everyone knows that. And he had quite a lavish house upstairs. That was his retreat. In the bathroom of the master bedroom. Now, I suppose someone could have come in. His girlfriend Ginger was in bed asleep, she said. It would have to have been that night, that day. I suppose it's possible. I want to pull a few more cards. I'm leaning more toward this was in retaliation to something that Elvis's manager did. And we know, without a doubt, I mean, it's pretty well known that he was I'm going to say a degenerate gambler. A degenerate gambler is someone who's basically out of control. And he was. In fact, I saw him in Las Vegas a long, long time ago. When I was real young, we were there. He was sitting at a table with a woman. I'll never forget, she had this really high hair, wearing like a Western type clothes, dress, pants, I can't remember. And he was gambling trays and trays and trays on the roulette wheel, which I don't know if you know what a roulette wheel is. Odds-wise, it's not that great. They were bringing out trays of coins. I don't know if they were silver dollars or what. I couldn't see. I was sitting further away. It was early in the morning. I'd gotten up. I couldn't sleep, and there they were. This was a long time ago, long, long time ago. He was just pushing trays, and it was like he didn't even care. He was a serious gambler, and I'm getting that from these cards. A few more cards. I'll never forget that. It was like he honestly didn't even really care. It was just tray after tray after tray. And you know, when you do these kind of things, back then, in 1977, these people don't mess around. Pull a few more cards. Let's see what else we get. Pull a few more. That just came to mind. I actually hadn't even thought about that till just now. All right. We're asking, was Colonel Parker involved in this? I was going to pursue the fact that Elvis might have just stepped out himself, just stepped out of his life, but I don't see that at all. I know he had some health problems. I know the autopsy showed he had problems, but I don't see him in this at all. Nine of Wands. All right, this is the Wounded Warrior. This came out in reverse. This is someone, they call it the Wounded Warrior because it's somebody that's been in battle. Now, I don't think that's Elvis. This is Colonel Parker. His back was up against the wall. In reverse, he had no defense at that time. I think he cared about Elvis. I think he cared about the money. But this card in reverse, he had no choice. That's what I'm getting. This is so amazing to me. I honestly did not see this coming. Then we have the Seven of Swords. Here we go again. Gosh, this is someone stealing. Stealing. I wonder if Colonel Parker, someone stealing, cheating, lying, I think he owed a lot of money to somebody. I'm getting this so strong. He had reneged on something, he owed something to somebody, he had taken something from somebody. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Here's money again, a gift. He was given a chance. I think Elvis's death was a huge warning to him. He was allowed to live because Elvis's income was important. He was given the gift. He was given a gift. They took his life. I don't know how they would have done that. It's a strange situation. But as most of you know, anybody could get in anywhere and do anything to him, to whoever they wanted to. And the last card we have here is the Hangman. This shows a man being thrown out of a building. This really reeks to me of mafia type money. This is looking at things from a new perspective. I have never ever seriously thought about this. I've heard the stories about the gambling. I think there's something to this. I don't see Elvis taking his own life. I don't see that at all. I see a lot of lying, cheating, sneaking. This card right here tells me that somebody owed somebody a lot of money. Someone had stolen in the eyes of someone else. Now, they did that. And I guess it was a warning or an opportunity to get even more money, to get their money back. Because nothing happened to Colonel Parker after that. I don't know how he repaid his money. I think I'll pull a few of these Dark Shadow of the Soul Oracle cards. Sometimes these are good. Sometimes I get some really good answers. The cards are telling me that there was a lot of lying, sneaking, cheating, stolen money, and this was not Elvis. He only showed up in one card. Somebody doing some really bad things. How would they have done that? Well, let's pull a few oracle cards. I guess people can be bribed. It wouldn't be hard to sneak in. I'm just speculating here. I don't want to go into it with the cards, because I don't think they would be able to tell me precisely what happened. They've told me enough. They've told me that this was because of something that was happening about money owed. And this was even, the other thing I got from the cards was there was a foreign influence. I don't know. Let's just pull a few cards and see if we get any more clarity on this. Just a few. Sometimes these don't relate at all. Okay, now what I'm getting here is envy. A lot of people envied him. Materialistic, possessive, unspiritual, logical, critical. The people that he was dealing with were cold-blooded, non-committal. he didn't want to do something, whatever the mafia, and I'm going to say that, I guess I can say that, let's say quote unquote, and this is all speculation on my part. This is all hypothetical for entertainment purposes. They didn't care what they did. They wanted their money back. Overly attached, infatuated, focused on. There is something else going on too that I'm getting from these cards. There was something, I'm getting the craziest thoughts about this. There was also something about Elvis not wanting to do something. Something somebody wanted him to do. This has nothing to do with these other cards. Somebody not only wanted the money from him, from Colonel Parker, for the gambling debts and whatever. This was about also a snub of some kind I'm getting. Vulnerable, sensitive, hurt feelings. He or Elvis hurt somebody's feelings too. Antisocial, reserved, avoiding. He was a very much a loner, Colonel Parker was. Consuming, tormented, loss of control, obsessing. I think this is just showing me Colonel Parker. But I'm getting an undercurrent of somehow somebody was disrespected also. It wasn't just the money, it was a lot of money. But someone was disrespected on top of everything else. I almost can see someone sitting there saying, not only have you stolen from us, but you have disrespected us. Selfish, self-serving, inconsiderate, and greedy. This is Parker all the way. Well, I don't think we're going to get details. The cards usually don't have details, but I'm getting something was going on with money he owed. I think I'm going to close the circle. I'd like to know what you think. What's your opinion? I mean, how would they have done that? Sneaked into his bedroom? Or something else? Bribed somebody? Easy to bribe a lot of people. Anyway, I'm kind of mystified by this. Please leave kind comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like to hear me do a reading on something else. And thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and sharing. And we'll see you next time. Bye.